Alright, I thought I'd try to do a little something different. Earlier today I harvested a little Y branch like this, okay? And you wanted to get something about the diameter of your finger that has a Y off of it, that's about the diameter of a pencil, okay? And like I've talked about before, I like to carry my pruning shears. They're very handy for lots of different things. Processing small game and whatever else, not the least of which. But just trimming those down just a little bit like that. Okay. And then I've got my whittling knife. Some people call it a box cutter. I think it's a whittle knife that it's actually very easy to keep sharp. But anyway, I've got my little Y branch here. And what I'm going to do is, with the Y facing up, okay, I'm going to take the thick part, the bigger piece, and I'm going to sharpen that off just a little bit, similar to like a flathead screwdriver, okay? I'm not going to make it sharp, but I'm just going to cut it down, going about like this, and then flip it over and do the same thing. And just cut it down to like a flathead screwdriver, okay? And be careful, of course, not to cut yourself. If you want to wear a glove, it's a pretty good idea. I don't happen to have one right now, and I ain't smart enough to use one anyway. But anyway, you can see how I've sharpened this down, or bladed it down a little bit, okay? So it's kind of like a flathead screwdriver. You see that? Now I'm going to take the top, and I'm going to bevel that in a little bit more. So I've got some thickness here, but it's thinner up on top. And the reason I want to do that thinner up on top is for the next cut, okay? Now, on the Y side, I'm going to go in, straight in, down in here, and do what's called a stop cut, right? And I'm not going to push real hard. Basically going to walk the stick back and forth on that, let it cut in, right? And then go below that and cut up to it just a little bit. See how that little notch is there? See that? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically do the same thing. Now you know the grain of this branch is going to be going straight up and down. So I'm going to cut in at an angle, and again, not a lot of pressure. It'd be real easy to split this. But I'm just going to walk it back and forth, make a little cut, and then take that little notch out. See if I can get you so you can see that little notch. There you go. See that little notch right there? Okay, I'm going to do a series of those. Again, just walk it in there. Don't use a lot of pressure, because you'll split that out real easy. Now take that notch out of there. Right? See that? And I'm going to do the same thing again, right in front of that. Do as many of those as you can. Ouch. Like I said, you'll split that out real quick and easy. Hold on just a second. Okay, there you go. See, I've got those cut across there. Be real careful when you're doing that. Now, across from where I did this notch in the back, I'm going to do the same thing. Walk that in there. Being real careful, keep your fingers out of the way. Wear a glove if you got it. And now I'm just going to just come up there and take that little triangle out. Just like that. Now I'm going to go below that. Do the same thing again. Just walk it in. Got another little triangle out of there. Okay, see how that's coming? Now, I'm going to come down to the bottom side. And perpendicular to that, excuse me, I'm going to do this basically the same thing. Cut that down like a flathead screwdriver. Again, be careful, don't cut yourself. Okay, see how I'm cutting in there? Okay, now I'm going to come from the back side, do basically the same thing. Cut that down, just like a flathead screwdriver blade. Okay, see how I've got that? Now what I'm going to do is, it's called a Y cut, or a V cut, right? Basically I'm going to cut in at an angle, be very careful. I'm going to cut in here, kind of right in the center. I'll cut that piece there, then I'm going to come in from the other side, and cut that V out of there. Come from the back side, do the same thing. Basically what I'm doing is I'm going to separate that into two little pieces, right? Which is going to end up being legs. You'll see here in just a second what it's going to do, right? See, I've kind of got the separation there going. Alrighty. Now, this piece here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to feather that down. Basically, I'm going to make real shallow cuts and try to get it to curl. You see how that's curling up? I'll try to get that to curl up as much as I can. Like that. And I'm going to go all the way around this whole little branch and try to do that. If you cut some of them off, that's alright, it's going to happen. But I'm going to try to curl those up as much as I can. Right? So, just want to be kind of careful. Cut real shallow so you can try to get those to curl up just like you're doing when you do a feather stick. Cutting it in. Try to go as long as you can, the whole length of that little Y. Just cut a whole bunch of them off. Come on, too hard. Darn it. But anyway, I'm gonna keep doing that over and over and over and over. Curling those up. Now, take that centerpiece. When I get enough curls that I'm satisfied with that, break that off. There you go. There you go. Made me a little rooster stick. You got a little bit of color up in here for red on the comb and a little bit on the beak. A little bit of orange on the legs. There you go. Just whittled yourself a little rooster stick. There you go. Thought you might enjoy that. Have a good one.